Lion mourns lost mate. Then veteran Caretaker discovers the unbelievable reason why. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the sprawling expanse of the Montana wilderness. Nestled amidst rolling hills and whispering pines lay Whispering Pines Sanctuary, a haven for creatures great and small, a testament to the enduring bond between humans and animals. At the heart of the sanctuary resided Leo, a magnificent lion whose roar echoed through the valleys, a symphony of untamed spirit. Rescued as a cub from the clutches of poachers, Leo had found solace and sanctuary within these protected lands. His amber eyes, windows to a soul both fierce and gentle, held the wisdom of the wild, the stories of a life lived in harmony with nature's rhythm. Leo's days unfolded in a familiar cadence, a dance between solitude and companionship. He would often be found perched atop a rocky outcrop, his gaze sweeping across the vast expanse of his domain, a silent guardian watching over his fellow inhabitants. The zebras grazed peacefully in the meadows, their stripes blending with the dappled sunlight. The giraffes stretched their long necks towards the acacia trees, their graceful movements a ballet of elegance. The elephants lumbered along the riverbank, their trumpeting calls echoing through the air, a chorus of ancient wisdom. Leo's presence was a source of comfort and security for the sanctuary's residents. His powerful frame and deep roar served as a deterrent to any would-be intruders, a silent promise of protection. Yet, beneath the formidable exterior lay a gentle heart, a capacity for affection that extended beyond his own kind. Tom, the sanctuary's head caretaker, shared a unique bond with Leo, a friendship forged through years of mutual respect and understanding. Tom, a weathered man with calloused hands and a kind smile, had been there the day Leo arrived, a scared and injured cub, his eyes filled with fear and uncertainty. Tom had nursed him back to health, bottle-feeding him, whispering words of comfort, and slowly earning his trust. Their bond was one of unspoken communication, a language of shared glances and subtle gestures. Tom would often sit by Leo's enclosure, a worn book in hand, reading aloud stories of adventure and courage, his voice a soothing balm in the quietude of the evening. Leo, in turn, would lie beside the fence, his massive head resting on his paws, his amber eyes fixed on Tom, listening intently, as if absorbing the tales into his very being. One crisp autumn afternoon, as the leaves danced in hues of gold and crimson, a sense of anticipation hung in the air. A new resident was arriving, a young lioness named Luna, rescued from a roadside zoo where she had languished in a cramped and desolate enclosure. Her arrival stirred a mix of curiosity and apprehension within Leo. He had lived in relative solitude for so long, his only companions the other animals and the sanctuary staff. The presence of another lion, another of his kind, was a novelty, a disruption to the familiar rhythm of his life. As the truck carrying Luna pulled up to the sanctuary gates, Leo watched from his perch, his muscles tense, his senses heightened. The air crackled with a primal energy, a mixture of curiosity and territorial instinct. The gate swung open, and Luna emerged, her lithe form stepping cautiously onto the unfamiliar ground. Her golden coat shimmered in the sunlight, her eyes, the color of emerald fire, darted around, taking in her new surroundings. Leo's gaze locked with Luna's, and a silent communication passed between them, a recognition of kinship, a spark of something new and unknown. The sanctuary's tranquility was about to be stirred, the delicate balance of its ecosystem poised on the brink of change. The arrival of Luna marked the beginning of a new chapter in Leo's life, a chapter filled with both challenges and opportunities, a chapter that would test the boundaries of his strength, his courage, and his capacity for love. Luna's arrival stirred a ripple of excitement throughout Whispering Pines. The staff, a dedicated team of conservationists and animal lovers, worked tirelessly to ensure her smooth transition. Her new enclosure, spacious and designed to mimic her natural habitat, stood adjacent to Leo's, separated by a sturdy fence that allowed for visual and olfactory interaction. Initially, both lions displayed a cautious curiosity. Leo, accustomed to his solitary reign, would spend hours observing Luna, his amber eyes following her every move. Luna, still adjusting to her new surroundings, seemed wary of the imposing presence next door, her emerald eyes flashing with a mix of apprehension and intrigue. Their initial interactions were limited to cautious glances and low growls, a silent dialogue of assessment and territorial assertion. Yet, as days turned into weeks, a subtle shift occurred. The growls softened, replaced by soft chuffs, a lion's way of expressing non-aggressive intentions. The cautious glances evolved into shared moments of quiet observation, their eyes meeting across the fence, acknowledging each other's presence. One cool evening, as the sun cast long shadows across the sanctuary, a playful streak emerged in Luna. She began chasing butterflies that fluttered near the fence, her lithe body moving with a grace that captivated Leo. He watched, mesmerized, a low rumble of amusement vibrating in his chest. Luna, sensing his attention, batted a paw playfully at the fence, a mischievous glint in her eyes. Leo responded in kind, a gentle tap of his massive paw against the wire mesh. This playful exchange marked a turning point in their relationship. The ice had been broken, the initial barriers of apprehension replaced by a burgeoning sense of camaraderie. They began spending hours together, separated only by the fence, their playful interactions a source of entertainment for both the lions and the sanctuary staff. Tom, observing this budding friendship with a fatherly fondness, decided it was time to take the next step. He initiated carefully supervised howdies, brief periods of interaction in a neutral space under the watchful eyes of the experienced staff. The initial howdies were filled with cautious sniffing and tentative steps, but as the lions grew more comfortable, their interactions blossomed into playful chases and gentle nuzzles. The bond between Leo and Luna deepened with each passing day, their friendship a testament to the innate social nature of their species. They found comfort in each other's presence, a shared understanding that transcended the boundaries of their individual experiences. Leo, no longer the solitary king, embraced his role as a companion, a protector, a friend. Luna, once a captive soul, blossomed under the warmth of his companionship, her playful spirit reignited. Their friendship brought a renewed sense of vibrancy to Whispering Pines. The staff marveled at the transformation, witnessing the power of connection, the healing balm of companionship. Leo and Luna, two souls brought together by fate, were weaving a tapestry of friendship, their story a beacon of hope and resilience in the heart of the wild. Spring arrived, painting Whispering Pines in vibrant hues of green and gold. The meadows bloomed with wildflowers, their sweet fragrance carried on the gentle breeze. The air buzzed with the activity of new life, birdsong filling the morning sky, fawns taking their first wobbly steps, and a playful energy permeating the sanctuary. Leo and Luna, now inseparable companions, basked in the warmth of the spring sun, their coats gleaming with health and vitality. Their days were filled with playful chases, mock hunts, and lazy naps under the shade of acacia trees. Their bond, forged through shared experiences and mutual affection, had blossomed into a deep and abiding friendship. One afternoon, as they lounged by the waterhole, a sense of unease settled over Leo. He noticed a change in Luna's demeanor, a subtle shift in her energy. She seemed withdrawn, her playful spirit dimmed, her movements sluggish. Leo, ever attuned to his companion's moods, nuzzled her gently, a silent inquiry into her well-being. Luna responded with a low groan, her emerald eyes clouded with discomfort. Tom, alerted by Leo's concerned demeanor, rushed to the scene. His years of experience with the sanctuary's animals had honed his instincts, and he immediately recognized the signs of distress in Luna. A thorough examination revealed a worrying inflammation in Luna's abdomen, a potential sign of a serious illness. A wave of anxiety swept through Whispering Pines. The staff, deeply attached to their lioness, rallied around her, providing round-the-clock care and monitoring her condition closely. Tom, his heart heavy with worry, contacted a renowned veterinary specialist, Dr. Emily Carter, known for her expertise in feline care. Dr. Carter arrived at the sanctuary, a whirlwind of calm efficiency and compassionate determination. Her initial assessment confirmed the gravity of Luna's condition. A rare and aggressive infection had taken hold, requiring immediate and intensive treatment. The sanctuary transformed into a makeshift hospital. Dr. Carter, assisted by the dedicated staff, worked tirelessly, administering medications, monitoring vital signs, and providing supportive care. Leo, barred from Luna's enclosure during the treatment, paced restlessly, his roars echoing through the night, a primal expression of worry and helplessness. Days turned into weeks, and Luna's condition remained critical. The sanctuary held its breath, prayers whispered, hopes clinging to every small sign of improvement. Dr. Carter, her face etched with fatigue, but her resolve unwavering, continued her relentless efforts, her dedication fueled by a deep love for animals and a commitment to their well-being. Leo, despite his physical separation from Luna, remained her constant companion in spirit. He would spend hours by the fence separating their enclosures, his amber eyes fixed on her, sending waves of love and encouragement. The staff, touched by his unwavering devotion, would often find him asleep by the fence, his massive body curled protectively, as if guarding her from afar. The fate of Whispering Pines hung in the balance, the sanctuary's spirit mirroring Luna's struggle for survival. The wildfire of illness raged, threatening to consume their beloved lioness, casting a shadow of uncertainty over the future. The atmosphere at Whispering Pines was heavy with a somber anticipation. Each day brought a new wave of emotions, hope flickering with every slight improvement in Luna's condition, fear crashing down with every setback. Dr. Carter, despite her unwavering dedication, looked increasingly weary, the strain of the prolonged battle etched on her face. Tom, his weathered features creased with worry, barely left Luna's side. He spoke to her in low, soothing tones, reminiscing about their shared moments, the joy she brought to the sanctuary, the spark she ignited in Leo. He would often bring his old guitar, its wood worn smooth with years of use, and play soft melodies, hoping the familiar tunes would offer comfort. Leo, separated from the unfolding drama, could only sense the growing tension. He paced relentlessly, his roars a guttural expression of his inner turmoil. The staff, witnessing his distress, would take turns sitting with him, offering words of reassurance, stroking his mane, trying to convey the depth of their care and concern for his beloved companion. One evening, as a storm raged outside, mirroring the turmoil within the sanctuary, a hush fell over Luna's enclosure. Dr. Carter emerged, her shoulders slumped, her eyes filled with a deep sadness. The news was not unexpected, yet it struck like a bolt of lightning, shattering the fragile hope that had lingered. Luna had lost her fight. A wave of grief swept through Whispering Pines. The staff, who had poured their hearts and souls into caring for Luna, wept openly, their tears a testament to the bond they had formed with the gentle lioness. Tom, his face etched with sorrow, stood by Luna's side, his hand resting on her now still form, whispering his final farewells. Leo, sensing the shift in the atmosphere, let out a mournful roar that echoed through the storm, a primal cry of loss and despair. He refused to leave his enclosure, his amber eyes fixed on the distant building where Luna lay, his body trembling with grief. The sanctuary, once filled with the sounds of life and laughter, was now shrouded in a heavy silence, broken only by the sobs of the heartbroken staff and Leo's anguished cries. The storm raged throughout the night, a fitting backdrop to the emotional tempest that engulfed Whispering Pines. As dawn broke, casting a pale light over the rain-soaked landscape, a sense of profound loss settled over the sanctuary. Luna, the vibrant spirit who had brought so much joy, was gone, leaving a void that seemed impossible to fill. The days following Luna's passing were shrouded in a heavy blanket of grief. A somber quiet hung over Whispering Pines, the usual symphony of animal sounds muted, as if the entire sanctuary mourned the loss of its vibrant spirit. The staff moved through their routines with heavy hearts, their faces etched with sorrow, their usual enthusiasm replaced by a quiet determination to honor Luna's memory. Tom, his weathered features etched with a deep sadness, found solace in tending to the sanctuary's grounds, his hands finding comfort in the familiar tasks of planting, weeding, and nurturing the land. He would often pause by Luna's empty enclosure, his gaze lingering on the spot where she used to bask in the sun, a silent tribute to the joy she had brought into his life. Leo remained inconsolable. He spent his days pacing restlessly, his roars echoing through the valley, a heart-wrenching expression of his grief. He refused food, his once powerful frame growing thinner, his amber eyes losing their spark. The staff, deeply concerned for his well-being, tried everything to coax him out of his despair, offering him his favorite treats, playing recordings of Luna's playful growls, even bringing in a specialist in animal grief. But nothing seemed to penetrate the wall of sorrow that surrounded him. Dr. Carter, though burdened by the loss of her patient, couldn't bear to see Leo succumb to his grief. She extended her stay at the sanctuary, driven by a deep sense of responsibility and a growing admiration for the lion's unwavering devotion to his lost companion. She spent hours sitting outside his enclosure, speaking to him in soft, soothing tones, sharing stories of Luna's courage and resilience, reminding him of the joy they had shared. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the sanctuary, Dr. Carter sat by Leo's enclosure, her voice a gentle murmur in the stillness. She spoke of Luna's playful spirit, her infectious energy, her ability to find joy in the simplest things. As she spoke, she noticed a subtle shift in Leo's demeanor. His pacing slowed, his ears perked up, his amber eyes, though still clouded with sadness, seemed to focus on her words. Encouraged by this response, Dr. Carter continued, her voice gaining strength, her words weaving a tapestry of memories, painting a vivid picture of Luna's life, her impact on the sanctuary, her enduring presence in their hearts. As she spoke, she felt a connection with the grieving lion, a shared understanding of loss and the enduring power of love. Suddenly, Leo let out a low growl, not the anguished cry of despair that had echoed through the valley in the past days, but a softer, more contemplative sound. He approached the fence, his massive head lowered, his amber eyes fixed on Dr. Carter with a newfound intensity. He nuzzled the wire mesh, his rough tongue gently licking her outstretched hand. A wave of emotion washed over Dr. Carter. In that moment, she felt a glimmer of hope, a sense that Leo was starting to emerge from the depths of his despair. She continued speaking, her voice filled with warmth and compassion, offering him comfort, reminding him of his own strength and resilience. As the night deepened, a sense of peace settled over the sanctuary. Leo, exhausted from his emotional turmoil, lay down by the fence, his eyes closed, his breathing slow and steady. Dr. Carter, watching over him, felt a surge of admiration for the magnificent creature, his capacity for love and loyalty, his ability to grieve with such depth and intensity. She knew the road to healing would be long and arduous, but in that quiet moment, she felt a renewed sense of hope, a belief that Leo would find his way back to life, carrying Luna's memory in his heart. The dawn broke over whispering pines, casting a soft, golden light across the dew-kissed landscape. A sense of renewal hung in the air, a fragile hope blossoming amidst the lingering sorrow. The staff, their faces still bearing the traces of grief, went about their duties with a renewed sense of purpose, their love for the animals fueling their commitment to the sanctuary's healing. Dr. Carter, her fatigue overshadowed by a quiet determination, continued her vigil by Leo's enclosure. She observed him closely, noting the subtle shifts in his demeanor, the gradual return of a spark in his amber eyes. She brought him fresh meat, enticing him with its aroma, encouraging him to eat, to regain his strength. Leo, though still hesitant, took a few tentative bites, a small victory in the long journey towards recovery. As the days passed, Leo began to show signs of improvement. He ventured out of his enclosure, exploring his familiar territory, his movements still carrying a hint of sadness, but his roars less frequent, less filled with despair. He would often pause by the spot where he and Luna used to play, his gaze distant, his expression a mixture of longing and acceptance. Dr. Carter, sensing his need for companionship, suggested introducing him to some of the sanctuary's other residents. She started with the gentle giants, the elephants, whose calm presence and empathetic nature often had a soothing effect on grieving animals. Leo, initially hesitant, gradually warmed up to their company, finding comfort in their quiet strength and gentle touch. He spent hours with the elephant herd, walking alongside them, observing their interactions, even engaging in playful sparring with the younger calves. The elephants, sensing his vulnerability, responded with gentle care, their trunks softly caressing his mane, their deep rumbles offering a sense of solace. Dr. Carter also encouraged interaction with the sanctuary's other lions, a small pride residing in a separate enclosure. Though initially wary of the unfamiliar lions, Leo gradually integrated into their social dynamics, finding a sense of belonging, a reminder of his place in the intricate tapestry of the wild. With each passing day, Leo's spirit seemed to mend. He regained his appetite. His roars became less frequent, replaced by soft chuffs and playful growls. His interactions with the other animals brought a spark back into his eyes, a renewed sense of purpose. He began to take on a protective role, watching over the younger animals, guiding them with a gentle authority, his presence a source of comfort and security. Dr. Carter, witnessing this transformation, felt a deep sense of satisfaction. She had witnessed the depths of his grief, the raw intensity of his emotions, and now she was witnessing his resilience, his ability to heal, to find a new equilibrium in the wake of loss. She knew Luna's memory would forever be etched in his heart, but she also knew that Leo was finding his way back to life, carrying the love they shared as a beacon guiding him forward. Summer descended upon Whispering Pines, draping the landscape in a warm, golden glow. The days were long and languid, the air filled with the drone of cicadas and the sweet scent of wildflowers. The sanctuary, once shrouded in grief, now pulsed with a renewed sense of life, a testament to the resilience of nature and the enduring spirit of its inhabitants. Leo, his mane gleaming in the summer sun, had undergone a remarkable transformation. The shadow of grief had lifted, replaced by a quiet strength and a renewed sense of purpose. He had fully integrated into the lion pride, his presence a stabilizing force, his wisdom a guiding light for the younger members. He spent his days patrolling the boundaries of their territory, his deep roar a reassuring sound, a declaration of their dominion. He would often be seen playing with the cubs, his massive paws gently batting them around, his deep growls turning into playful rumbles as he engaged in mock hunts and playful chases. Dr. Carter, her initial mission of healing Leo extending into a deep affection for the sanctuary and its inhabitants, had become a regular presence at Whispering Pines. She continued to monitor Leo's progress, marveling at his resilience and his capacity for love. She found herself drawn to the tranquility of the sanctuary, the camaraderie of the staff, and the profound connection between humans and animals. One warm afternoon, as she sat with Tom on the porch of his cabin, sipping iced tea and watching the elephants lumbering by, she confessed, "I never intended to stay this long, Tom, but this place, it has a way of getting under your skin." Tom, his weathered face crinkling into a warm smile, nodded in agreement. "It's the animals, Emily. They have a way of touching your soul, reminding you of what truly matters." Dr. Carter, her gaze drawn to Leo, who was basking in the sun with the pride, a picture of contentment, couldn't help but agree. She had arrived at Whispering Pines with a mission to heal a grieving lion, but she had discovered so much more. She had found a sense of community, a renewed appreciation for the simple joys of life, and a profound connection with the natural world. As the summer days drifted by, Dr. Carter found herself increasingly involved in the sanctuary's activities. She assisted with medical checkups, helped with enrichment programs, and even joined the staff on their educational outreach initiatives, sharing her knowledge and passion for animal welfare with the local community. Her bond with Leo deepened, their connection transcending the traditional boundaries between human and animal. She would often spend hours with him, observing his interactions with the pride, marveling at his gentle strength and his unwavering loyalty. Leo, in turn, seemed to sense her presence, his amber eyes following her movements, his deep purr rumbling like a gentle motor whenever she was near. One evening, as the sun set, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Dr. Carter sat by Leo's enclosure, her back resting against the fence. Leo approached, his massive head resting on her lap, his amber eyes gazing into hers with a deep affection. In that moment, she felt a profound sense of connection, a shared understanding that transcended words, a bond forged in the crucible of grief and healing. Whispering Pines had become more than just a sanctuary for Dr. Carter. It had become a place of healing, a source of inspiration, and a testament to the enduring power of connection, both between humans and animals and between humans themselves. Autumn arrived, painting Whispering Pines in a tapestry of fiery hues. The leaves of the aspen trees shimmered in the crisp air, their golden crowns reflecting the warmth of the setting sun. The days grew shorter, the nights cooler, and a sense of tranquility settled over the sanctuary. Leo, now a seasoned elder within the lion pride, exuded an aura of wisdom and authority. His once vibrant mane had begun to silver, a testament to the passage of time and the trials he had endured. Yet, his amber eyes still held a youthful spark, a reflection of his resilient spirit and his unwavering love for his adopted family. He had become a mentor to the younger lions, guiding them through the intricacies of pride life, teaching them the art of hunting, the importance of social bonds, and the delicate balance between strength and compassion. He watched over them with a paternal pride, his presence a source of comfort and security. Dr. Carter, now a permanent fixture at Whispering Pines, had seamlessly integrated into the sanctuary's rhythm. She had established a small veterinary clinic on the grounds, providing expert care to the sanctuary's residents and offering her services to the surrounding community. Her dedication to animal welfare had earned her the respect and admiration of the staff, and her gentle demeanor and infectious enthusiasm had made her a beloved figure among the animals. She and Tom had developed a deep friendship, their shared passion for conservation and their love for Whispering Pines forming a strong bond. They spent their evenings on the porch of his cabin, sharing stories, discussing plans for the sanctuary's future, and enjoying the symphony of sounds that echoed through the valley. One cool evening, as they sat by the crackling fireplace, sipping hot cocoa and watching the flames dance, Tom turned to Dr. Carter, his eyes twinkling with a mischievous glint. "You know, Emily," he began, "I've been thinking, it's about time Whispering Pines had a permanent veterinarian." Dr. Carter, her heart skipping a beat, looked at him with surprise. "Tom, what are you saying?" "I'm saying," Tom continued, his voice filled with warmth, "that this sanctuary wouldn't be the same without you. You've become a part of our family, Emily, and we'd be honored if you'd stay." Tears welled up in Dr. Carter's eyes. "Oh, Tom," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion, "I'd love nothing more." And so, Dr. Emily Carter officially joined the Whispering Pines family, her expertise and compassion ensuring the continued well-being of the sanctuary's residents. She and Tom worked tirelessly, their shared vision guiding the sanctuary towards a brighter future. Leo, observing this blossoming partnership, felt a deep sense of contentment. He had found his place in this haven of peace, surrounded by those who cared for him. His heart healed, his spirit renewed. He watched as the sanctuary thrived, a testament to the enduring power of love, resilience, and the profound connection between humans and animals. Winter descended upon Whispering Pines, blanketing the landscape in a pristine layer of white. The air grew crisp, the nights long, and a hush fell over the sanctuary, as if nature herself was taking a moment to rest and rejuvenate. The snow-covered pines stood tall and majestic, their branches laden with fluffy white caps. The frozen lake shimmered under the moonlight, its surface reflecting the starry sky like a giant mirror. The animals, their coats thickened against the cold, huddled together for warmth, their breath forming frosty clouds in the frigid air. Leo, his silvered mane dusted with snowflakes, stood as a sentinel, his amber eyes surveying his winter wonderland. He had embraced his role as the elder statesman of the pride, his wisdom and experience guiding the younger lions through the challenges of the season. He led them on hunts through the snow-covered terrain, teaching them to track prey, to conserve energy, and to rely on their instincts. He showed them how to find shelter from the biting winds, how to share warmth, and how to navigate the icy landscape. Dr. Carter, bundled up in a warm coat and hat, continued her rounds, ensuring the well-being of the sanctuary's residents. She checked on the elderly animals, making sure they were comfortable and warm, and monitored the pregnant females, anticipating the arrival of new life in the spring. She and Tom, their bond deepened by their shared passion for the sanctuary, worked tirelessly to ensure the animals were well-fed and protected from the harsh elements. They organized winter enrichment activities, providing mental and physical stimulation for the animals, and they spent their evenings by the fire, planning for the future of Whispering Pines. One snowy afternoon, as Dr. Carter was making her rounds, she noticed a commotion near the wolf enclosure. A young wolf, recently rescued from a fur farm, had become entangled in the fence, its leg caught in the wire mesh. The other wolves paced anxiously, their howls echoing through the frosty air. Dr. Carter, her instincts kicking in, rushed to the scene. She carefully assessed the situation, her calm demeanor calming the distressed wolves. With Tom's assistance, she managed to free the trapped wolf, its leg thankfully unharmed. As she tended to the wolf's minor injuries, she felt a surge of adrenaline, a reminder of the unpredictable nature of her work. She also felt a deep sense of satisfaction, knowing that her skills and dedication had made a difference in the life of this vulnerable creature. That evening, as she sat by the fire with Tom, sipping hot cocoa and recounting the day's events, she realized that Whispering Pines had become more than just a sanctuary for her. It had become her home, her purpose, her family. She looked at Tom, his face etched with the wisdom of a life spent in service to nature, and she knew she had found her place in the world. She had found a place where her passion for animal welfare could flourish, where her skills could make a real difference, and where she could share her life with those who shared her values. As the snow fell softly outside, blanketing Whispering Pines in a peaceful silence, Dr. Carter felt a profound sense of gratitude. She had found her calling, her home, her family, and in the heart of this winter wonderland, she had found a love that transcended species, a love that would forever bind her to the majestic creatures of Whispering Pines. Spring returned to Whispering Pines, breathing new life into the landscape. Melting snow gave way to vibrant green shoots pushing through the thawing earth. The air, once crisp and still, now carried the sweet scent of blossoms and the joyful melodies of returning birdsong. A sense of renewal permeated the sanctuary, a promise of new beginnings and fresh starts. The animal residents of Whispering Pines seemed to awaken with a renewed vigor. The bears emerged from their winter slumber, their cubs playfully tumbling around them. The deer grazed in the meadows, their fawns taking their first wobbly steps. The wolves, their coats shedding their winter thickness, chased each other through the budding trees, their joyful howls echoing through the valley. Leo, his silvered mane catching the sunlight, surveyed his domain with a contented gaze. The winter had been harsh, but the pride had weathered it well, their bonds strengthened by the shared challenges. The younger lions, now more confident and skilled, looked to Leo for guidance, their respect for the elder evident in their every interaction. Dr. Carter, her heart filled with the promise of spring, threw herself into the sanctuary's activities with renewed enthusiasm. She worked alongside Tom, planning new enrichment programs, overseeing the integration of rescued animals, and expanding the sanctuary's educational outreach initiatives. Their partnership, both professional and personal, had blossomed. They shared a deep understanding, a mutual respect, and a passion for the sanctuary that went beyond words. Their evenings were spent discussing plans for the future, brainstorming new ways to improve the lives of the animals, and sharing quiet moments of companionship on the porch of Tom's cabin, watching the sunset paint the sky in vibrant hues. One warm afternoon, as they were walking through the sanctuary, inspecting the newly renovated enclosures, Tom stopped, his gaze fixed on a distant hill. "Emily," he began, his voice filled with emotion, "I've been thinking about the future of Whispering Pines." Dr. Carter, her heart pounding with a mix of anticipation and apprehension, turned to him, her eyes questioning. "I'm getting older," Tom continued, his voice tinged with a hint of sadness, "and I need to start thinking about who will take care of this place when I'm gone." He paused, his gaze meeting hers. "Emily, I can't think of anyone I'd rather entrust Whispering Pines to than you. You have the knowledge, the compassion, and the dedication to carry on our mission." Dr. Carter, overwhelmed by his words, felt tears welling up in her eyes. "Tom, I don't know what to say." "Say you'll do it," Tom said, his voice filled with hope. "Say you'll become the guardian of Whispering Pines." Dr. Carter, her heart overflowing with gratitude and love for this place and the man who had become her mentor and dear friend, nodded, her voice thick with emotion. "Yes, Tom," she whispered. "I'll do it." And so, under the warm spring sun, a new chapter began for Whispering Pines. Tom, with a sense of peace and fulfillment, began to share his vast knowledge with Dr. Carter, preparing her to take the helm. He taught her the intricate workings of the sanctuary, the unique needs of each animal, and the delicate balance between conservation and compassion. Leo, observing this transition, felt a sense of reassurance. He had witnessed the growth of this remarkable woman, her transformation from a grieving veterinarian to a confident leader. He knew that Whispering Pines, his haven, his home, was in good hands. As the days grew longer and the sanctuary blossomed under the care of its new guardian, a sense of hope and optimism filled the air. The legacy of Whispering Pines, a testament to the enduring bond between humans and animals, would continue, carried forward by the compassionate heart and unwavering dedication of Dr. Emily Carter. Years passed, seasons turning in their ceaseless cycle, painting Whispering Pines in a tapestry of ever-changing beauty. The sanctuary flourished under Dr. Carter's leadership, her dedication and innovative ideas transforming it into a renowned haven for rescued animals and a leading force in conservation efforts. Leo, now a venerable elder, his once golden mane turned a snowy white, had become a living legend within the sanctuary. He exuded an aura of wisdom and tranquility, his presence a calming influence on the younger lions and a source of comfort for the entire sanctuary. He had witnessed the arrival and departure of countless animals, each with their own stories of hardship and resilience. He had seen cubs grow into confident adults, forming their own families, their playful antics echoing the memories of his own youth. He had mourned the loss of companions, the inevitable cycle of life and death a constant reminder of the preciousness of each moment. Dr. Carter, her hair streaked with silver, her face etched with the wisdom of years spent in service to the sanctuary, continued to guide Whispering Pines with a steady hand. She had expanded the sanctuary's facilities, creating new habitats, establishing a state-of-the-art veterinary clinic, and developing innovative educational programs that reached far beyond the borders of Montana. Her partnership with Tom, though tinged with the sadness of his advancing age, remained a source of strength and inspiration. They spent their days working side by side, their shared passion for the sanctuary a bond that transcended the years. Their evenings were filled with reminiscing about the past, celebrating the present, and envisioning the future of Whispering Pines. One crisp autumn afternoon, as the leaves danced in a symphony of gold and crimson, Dr. Carter sat by Leo's enclosure, a familiar ache in her heart. Leo, his once powerful frame now frail, his movements slow and deliberate, lay basking in the warm sun, his amber eyes clouded with age. She reached through the fence, her hand gently stroking his mane, feeling the familiar warmth of his fur beneath her touch. "Leo," she whispered, her voice filled with emotion, "you've been with us through so much." Leo, sensing her presence, nuzzled his head against her hand, a low rumble vibrating in his chest. He had been there when she first arrived, a grieving veterinarian seeking solace in the company of animals. He had witnessed her transformation, her growth, her unwavering dedication to the sanctuary. He had become her confidant, her teacher, her friend. Dr. Carter, her eyes brimming with tears, continued, "You've taught me so much about resilience, about compassion, about the enduring power of love. You've shown me the true meaning of family, the importance of finding your place in the world." Leo, his amber eyes locking with hers, seemed to understand. He had lived a long and fulfilling life, a life filled with challenges and triumphs, loss and love. He had found his sanctuary, his purpose, his family. And now, as the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the landscape, he felt a sense of peace, a readiness to embrace the inevitable. Dr. Carter, her heart heavy but filled with gratitude, stayed by his side, her hand resting on his mane, her voice a soothing presence in the quietude of the evening. She spoke of his legacy, his impact on the sanctuary, the countless lives he had touched. She spoke of their shared journey, the bond they had forged, the love that would forever connect them. As the stars emerged, painting the night sky in a tapestry of twinkling lights, Leo took his last breath, his amber eyes closing peacefully, his spirit finally at rest. Dr. Carter, her tears flowing freely, remained by his side, her heart filled with a profound sense of loss and an overwhelming gratitude for the privilege of having shared his life. The next morning, the sanctuary gathered to pay their respects to the magnificent lion who had become a symbol of Whispering Pines. They shared stories, shed tears, and celebrated the life of a creature who had touched their hearts and enriched their lives. And as the sun rose, casting a golden glow over the sanctuary, a new generation of animals emerged, their playful antics a testament to the enduring spirit of Whispering Pines. Leo's legacy lived on, his presence forever etched in the hearts of those who had known him, his spirit forever watching over the sanctuary he had called home. The years that followed Leo's passing were marked by a bittersweet blend of sorrow and gratitude. His presence was deeply missed, his absence leaving a void in the heart of Whispering Pines. Yet, his legacy lived on, woven into the very fabric of the sanctuary, shaping its future and inspiring its growth. Dr. Carter, now a seasoned leader with a touch of silver in her hair, continued to guide the sanctuary with wisdom and compassion. She honored Leo's memory by expanding the lion habitat, creating a spacious and enriching environment for the pride, a place where future generations of lions could thrive. She established the Leo Legacy Fund, dedicated to supporting lion conservation efforts around the world. Through educational programs, research initiatives, and community outreach, the fund raised awareness about the plight of lions in the wild and inspired action to protect these majestic creatures. Whispering Pines blossomed into a renowned center for animal welfare and conservation. Dr. Carter's innovative ideas and unwavering dedication attracted support from around the globe. The sanctuary became a beacon of hope, a refuge for animals in need, and a testament to the power of human compassion. New generations of animals arrived, each with their own stories of hardship and resilience. Injured eagles soared once again, orphaned bears found solace in the company of their kind, and rescued wolves roamed freely in their spacious enclosures. Each animal, regardless of its species or background, found a safe haven, a place to heal and thrive. The sanctuary's educational programs flourished, reaching thousands of visitors each year. Children and adults alike learned about the importance of conservation, the interconnectedness of all living things, and the profound impact humans can have on the natural world. Whispering Pines became a place where hearts were touched, minds were opened, and a love for animals was nurtured. Dr. Carter, though her steps had slowed with the passage of time, never lost her passion for the sanctuary. She could often be found walking the grounds, observing the animals, her face etched with a gentle smile. She would pause by Leo's memorial, a serene spot overlooking the valley, and share stories of his life with the younger staff, keeping his memory alive. One warm spring day, as she sat on the porch of her cabin, watching the sunset paint the sky in vibrant hues, a young girl approached, her eyes filled with admiration. "Dr. Carter," she began, her voice filled with awe. "I want to be just like you when I grow up." Dr. Carter, her heart warmed by the girl's words, smiled gently. "And what is it about my work that inspires you?" she asked. "You care for the animals," the girl replied, her eyes shining with passion. "You protect them, you heal them, you give them a second chance." Dr. Carter, her gaze drawn to the distant hills, the place where Leo had once roamed, nodded slowly. "Yes," she said, her voice filled with conviction. "That's what we do here at Whispering Pines. We give them a second chance." She paused, her eyes meeting the girls. "And you know what?" she continued, her voice filled with hope. "Sometimes, they give us a second chance too." The girl, her face filled with wonder, pondered Dr. Carter's words. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the sanctuary, a new generation of conservationists was born, inspired by the legacy of Whispering Pines, a legacy built on compassion, resilience, and the enduring bond between humans and animals.